The story begins with the world dragging along with its boring business. People are doing their useless things, buying pretty tomatoes, and building tall, pointless buildings. But just then, this pathetic normal day is completely destroyed by a massive explosion in the heart of A City. The explosion ruins everything in an instant. People run around like complete idiots, screaming in blind panic with no idea what to do. Turns out this was done by a pathetic purple alien freak. This loser jumps into the air and unleashes another devastating attack that flattens buildings and kills countless people. The so-called heroes, Lightning Max and Smile Man, try to fight it, but they both prove to be worthless losers and get defeated instantly. A reporter tries to cover the disaster before the broadcast cuts out. Thinking enough is enough, a baldy named Saitama decides it is finally time for him to go and deal with this idiot monster himself. In the burning ruins, a little girl cries for her dead parents. The disgusting monster approaches her with a sick smile, its giant hand ready to crush her. Saitama snatches the girl away at the last second. The furious idiot monster calls itself Vaccine Man and rants about being born to punish humanity for polluting the planet. It transforms into a giant, powerful form, but Saitama just kills it with one punch. After the fight, Saitama screams because he feels frustrated. He remembers a time 3 years ago when he had no job. He met a monster called Crablante, a loser who turned into a crab man from eating too much crab. The monster did not attack Saitama, saying it was looking for a boy with a big chin. Saitama then found that exact boy, who had drawn on the sleeping monster's body with a marker. When Crablante found them, Saitama chose to protect the child. He killed the monster by pulling out its eye with his necktie. In the present, Saitama thinks about this while he is shopping. A giant man then attacks the city. This idiot is the result of a steroid made by his crazy scientist brother. They want to take over the world together. The brother is shocked to see Saitama sitting on the giant's shoulder. He tells his brother to kill the man, but this accidentally causes the scientist's own death. The giant brother gets very angry and attacks Saitama, thinking he has won. He complains that being the strongest feels empty. Saitama is not hurt at all. He says having absolute power is boring and then defeats the giant with one punch, accidentally destroying the entire city. Later, when Saitama goes home that night, a mysterious being notices him and introduces itself as a monster who loves custom cars too much. This pathetic creature makes fun of Saitama's bald head. Saitama kills it with one punch. The next morning, Saitama wakes up in the middle of an invasion. The subterranean people have already killed most of humanity. Saitama is surprised by their strength and thinks they might be good opponents. He fights many of them and is about to battle their king when he suddenly wakes up. It was all a dream. A real invasion is happening outside, but Saitama is immediately disappointed. These pathetic monsters surrender right after he easily defeats their so-called king. The useless invaders show a white flag that says they are sorry for the whole stupid thing. Meanwhile, far outside the city, a cyborg named Genos is standing in a field of dead cows. He turns without any emotion and starts walking towards Z City with a single purpose. And that's just episode 1, the bald guy who ends every monster with a single punch. If that blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe, and stick around, because the real fun is only getting started. Saitama is watering his cactus when a news report announces a massive mosquito swarm heading toward his city. A single mosquito starts buzzing around his bald head, and this useless hero repeatedly tries to swat it but misses every time. Meanwhile, in the abandoned sector of the city, a pathetic burglar attempts to loot empty homes when a massive mosquito swarm suddenly attacks him. The insects drain every drop of blood from the screaming idiot. It turns out that this swarm is controlled by a villainous mosquito girl. This event draws the attention of the cyborg Genos, who arrives to confront Mosquito Girl directly. She commands her swarm to attack him, but the insects are useless against his metal body. Genos responds by incinerating the mosquitoes around him with a blast from his cannon. The fight turns violent, with Genos ripping off her legs and her managing to tear off his arm in return. Nearly defeated, the desperate idiot Mosquito Girl absorbs all the blood from her remaining swarm to become much more powerful. Right at that moment, Saitama runs into the area still chasing that one annoying mosquito. Genos warns Saitama to leave the area. The mosquito swarm tries to attack both of them. To save them, Genos uses his incineration power again to blow up the mosquitoes around them. The huge explosion from the power burns away all of Saitama's clothes, leaving him completely naked. Mosquito Girl appears again, now much stronger from the blood she drank. She attacks Genos and he thinks he has no chance against her. He decides to self-destruct in a pathetic move. Saitama saves his life by killing Mosquito Girl with just one hit. Genos is completely amazed by Saitama's strength.
What?
He asks to become Saitama's disciple. A few days later, Genos goes to Saitama's apartment. He starts talking about his backstory and annoys Saitama very much. He says he was a normal human at age 15 with a family. A crazy cyborg attacked his town and killed everyone. He survived, but was too weak to do anything in the destroyed town. Dr. Kuseno found him and changed him into a cyborg. Dr. Kuseno promised his new strength would help him destroy the cyborg that killed his family. Genos talks for so long that Saitama finally flips out and tells him it is too much information. In a secret facility, a scientist named Dr. Genos finds out that Mosquito Girl has been defeated. He learns that Saitama is the one who beat her. This idiot now wants to capture Saitama for his experiments. Back in the apartment, Genos asks Saitama to teach him to be stronger, and Saitama says yes. Suddenly, a mantis monster appears out of nowhere. Saitama quickly kills it with one punch. Outside, a slug monster and a frog monster wonder if their mantis friend has been destroyed. Genos sees them and goes outside to fight them. But Saitama takes out both monsters before Genos can do anything. Saitama gets trapped in the ground by a mole monster named Ground Dragon. A tall lion monster named Beast King is with him. At the same time, Genos fights a cyborg gorilla named Armored Gorilla. Genos thinks this is the cyborg that destroyed his town and killed his family. Saitama escapes from the ground easily. He warns both Beast King and the mole monster to apologize for breaking his ceiling. Beast King is not afraid and tries to kill him. Saitama kills the lion with his punches. The mole monster becomes very afraid after seeing Beast King killed. He tries to run away underground, but Saitama finds him and kills him too. Genos is almost about to defeat Armored Gorilla. He demands answers from him. Armored Gorilla tells Genos that Beast King and his gang will come to destroy him. Then Saitama shows up and Armored Gorilla realizes his whole gang has been killed by this bald man. He surrenders immediately. He also admits that his deep robotic voice was just a stupid trick to sound cool. Meanwhile, Dr. Genos walks into a room full of clones of himself. He wonders what happened to the team he sent to destroy Saitama and Genos. Armored Gorilla tells the backstory of Dr. Genos. The story explains that Dr. Genos was once a very intelligent scientist who helped human knowledge. This pathetic man became disappointed with the world over time, as nobody supported his great ideas and theories. His goal was to make humanity evolve. He spent many years on research until age 70 when he finally found his results. His research allowed him to make himself look young again and create clones of himself. He named his laboratory the House of Evolution, where he does experiments on animals to create new species. Saitama becomes impatient with this long backstory and tells Armored Gorilla to make it shorter. The useless gorilla shortens the story by saying Dr. Genos wants Saitama's body for experiments. Genos suggests they should find and attack Dr. Genos, and Saitama agrees. Before they leave, Genos asks Armored Gorilla if he knows about any cyborgs created 4 years ago that destroyed towns. The stupid gorilla says he knows nothing about that. Meanwhile, at the House of Evolution facility, Dr. Genos and his clones discover that Saitama and Genos are coming. To stop them, they decide to release Carnage Kabuto and set up many traps. Saitama and Genos arrive at the facility. Before they can even enter, Genos destroys the entire facility with one blast because he thinks it is best to destroy everything fast. They then find an underground entrance and go inside. Carnage Kabuto, a huge beetle created by Dr. Genos, is attacking many of the clones. Dr. Genos had locked him in prison for being mentally unstable and could not control him. Dr. Genos asks Carnage Kabuto to take out Saitama so he can use his body for experiments, and the monster agrees. Carnage Kabuto finds Saitama and Genos and challenges Saitama to fight. Before that, Genos tries to stop Kabuto and fights him instead. But none of his attacks damage the powerful monster. Kabuto attacks Genos and causes severe damage to him. Genos tries a flamethrower attack, but Kabuto counters it and sends the flames back at Genos. With Genos nearly taken out, Kabuto and Saitama begin their fight. Right before Kabuto attacks Saitama, he backs away because he senses Saitama's incredible power. He demands to know why Saitama is so strong. Saitama decides to reveal his secret to everyone, and that is 3 years of daily training with 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 10 kilometers of running every single day. He never stopped training even when his body was tired. This training is also why he became bald. Genos does not believe this simple story and thinks there must be a real secret, but Saitama says that is everything he did. Carnage Kabuto transforms into his powerful Carnage mode and seems to gain the upper hand. This pathetic monster thinks he is winning. Saitama is actually just surprised to realize the store discount day is today instead of tomorrow. He then easily defeats Carnage Kabuto without any effort, and leaves with Genos quickly to use the remaining store discounts. Dr. Genos watches everything and abandons his stupid ambitions for artificial evolution. This idiot finally realizes he must change himself first. Later, officials from the Hero Association arrive to inspect the destroyed House of Evolution blast site. A man named Hammerhead wants to create a perfect world for overworked and underpaid people. The idiot thinks he is making history, but nobody even bothers to notice him on the street. He rants about attacking a rich man named Zeniru, who owns a massive apartment building, and still, no one cares. Elsewhere, Saitama is dreaming about playing rock, paper, scissors with a disgusting guy who has a booger on his finger. Waking up, he grows furious when he learns Hammerhead is making bald heads look like a terrorist symbol. The angry hero storms out to put an end to this pathetic nonsense. Meanwhile, the rich man Zeniru hires his own bodyguard named Speedo Sound Sonic for protection against Hammerhead and his gang. Speedo Sound Sonic is a smug assassin who thinks he is untouchable. Sonic intercepts Hammerhead and his gang on their way to the lair of Zeniru and tells them in his own way that anyone facing him is as good as dead. Within seconds, Sonic slices through the bald gang and leaves almost all of them headless losers on the ground. Somewhere else, Saitama gets harassed on the street by idiots calling him a terrorist for being bald. Back in the fight, Sonic and Hammerhead are the only ones left standing. Hammerhead barely escapes with his life and stumbles into the forest, only to run straight into Saitama. Hammerhead tries to act tough by powering up his battle suit. Saitama smashes one punch into him, ripping the entire suit off and leaving him naked. For once, the caped hero seems to pity this pathetic fool, and he lets him run away. Right after, Sonic appears and tries to take Saitama down. Saitama tells him he is not part of Hammerhead's useless gang, but Sonic refuses to listen. Sonic goes for another attack, but ends up humiliated. Saitama blocks him easily and accidentally lands a punch in his crotch. The smug assassin falls over in agony, barely standing, and swearing that one day he will train enough to win. The idiot can hardly breathe after that single blow. Later at home, Saitama sits with Genos and tells him to stop following because a bigger problem exists. Nobody knows who Saitama even is, despite all the enemies he has crushed. Genos tells him to sign up on the official hero register online. Saitama and Genos register together and learn they must take a hero test to become official heroes. Saitama and Genos arrive to finally become official heroes, but the Hero Association demands that all applicants must pass both a physical test and a written test. Saitama dominates the physical trials with ridiculous ease, breaking every record and making the other applicants look like pathetic weaklings. When the written test comes, things are not the same. Saitama struggles badly and only manages to scrape by with a passing grade of 1 single point. He is shoved into the lowest C rank like some background extra. Genos, on the other hand, scores perfect on both sides of the exam and is immediately placed into the highest S rank. From all the applicants, only Saitama and Genos qualify for a special class under the instruction of Snek, a smug Class A hero who thinks way too highly of himself. Snek tries to act like a mentor, but in reality he is a pathetic loser compared to both of them. During the session, Saitama zones out in boredom, which infuriates the arrogant teacher. Snek tries to humiliate him with a lesson in strength, only to embarrass himself when his weak attacks fail to even register. Later that same day, Genos asks Saitama to spar with him. Genos has received new upgrades and wants to test them. Genos still refuses to believe Saitama's story about his simple training routine. He thinks there must be a deeper secret to Saitama's power that even the bald hero does not know. During their sparring match, Genos gives the fight his complete effort and energy. Saitama just plays around without any real focus or concern. Genos asks his teacher to get serious and fight with full power. The moment Saitama decides to get serious, the fight ends immediately without Saitama even throwing a punch. Genos finally understands that Saitama exists on a completely different level that normal training cannot reach. After their training, they go to an udon shop for a meal. They start an eating contest there. Genos has no trouble finishing his food because of his cyborg body. Saitama nearly passes out from trying to eat too much. The famous hero Sweet Mask suddenly appears at the shop and requests to speak with Genos outside. Sweet Mask congratulates Genos on becoming an S-class hero and officially welcomes him to the team. Genos feels very surprised by this special attention from the top hero. Saitama lazes around reading manga while Genos studies his every move. The cyborg carefully sketches his master's strange behavior, believing it must contain secret training methods. Saitama feels frustrated about maintaining this stupid charade of being a master. He does not know how to actually teach Genos anything useful. Genos mentions a serious problem with the Hero Association rules. There are too many C-class heroes, so the association removes any hero who stays inactive for more than 1 week. This useless hero has already been inactive for 6 days and becomes shocked by this news. He immediately goes on patrol to avoid getting fired. Saitama refuses Genos' request to join him, telling the cyborg to train his patients instead. In reality, this pathetic master just makes up excuses because he has no real teaching plan. Saitama patrols for 2 full days without finding any trouble. On his final day to avoid removal, he grows very nervous about his hero career. Speedo sound. Sonic suddenly appears to continue their imaginary rivalry. Saitama brushes off the ninja like a useless pest, which makes Sonic attack him with his sword. Saitama casually bites the sword in half, completely bewildering the ninja. Then, getting irritated, Saitama threatens to hit Sonic, making the ninja feel genuine fear for the first time. Their confrontation attracts public attention, including a B-class hero named Tank Top Tiger. This idiot hero publicly scolds Saitama for his crazed behavior while enjoying the public attention. Tank Top Tiger tries to use the situation to increase his own popularity by making Saitama look bad. Sonic responds by throwing exploding shuriken into the crowd, causing panic everywhere. The ninja then begins a lethal bombardment of the populated area, forcing Saitama to deal with the situation. Saitama finally gets the chance to do some hero work. He quickly knocks Sonic out cold and saves everyone in the area. Later that day in Z City, a mysterious being appears and frightens the few people living there. The staff sends 2 A-class heroes named Golden Ball and Spring Mustachio to investigate instead. Golden Ball and Spring Mustachio patrol the streets looking for the dangerous monster rumored to live there. These pathetic heroes find almost nothing until they discover signs of the mysterious being. They chase after the creature and encounter Kombu Infinity. This monster also heard rumors about a powerful group of monsters in the city. Kombu Infinity easily defeats both heroes despite their best efforts. Spring Mustachio manages to call for reinforcements right before being completely beaten. Kombu Infinity becomes upset about such weak opponents and decides to create the rumored powerful monster group himself. Soon after, Saitama returns from shopping at the market. He feels disappointed about not finding any good kombu for soup. Kombu Infinity notices Saitama and immediately attacks him. Later, Saitama is cooking kombu soup in his apartment, while the monster is nowhere to be seen. Scientists and astronomers study a meteorite flying past Earth. Its course suddenly changes toward the planet. A mass warning system announces a huge meteor will strike Z City. At home, Genos and Saitama talk about hero rankings. Saitama has moved from rank 388 to 345 in C-class. Genos remains in S-class but has gained many more fans. A notice goes out to all available S-class heroes about the meteor threat. Only Bang and Genos show up to stop it. Bang tells Genos about the evacuation orders and says he should leave. Bang himself cannot leave due to family honor and personal reasons. Before he can introduce himself properly, Genos already leaves. Genos jumps across rooftops toward the impact zone. He sees many civilians who have given up hope and fallen into despair. Genos thinks it is too late to evacuate since the meteor will destroy many cities. He says he cannot abandon the place where his teacher lives. He will fight, no matter the odds. Metal Knight appears to test a new weapon against the meteor. This useless hero refuses to team up with anyone. However, his pathetic arsenal fails to stop the threat. Genos steps up to try and divert the disaster but freezes with doubt. Bang arrives and helps clear his mind. They try together but fail to stop the celestial body. Saitama finally appears and destroys the meteor with one punch. The impact scatters fragments across the city, destroying many homes and belongings. The next day, Saitama learns Genos rose from rank 300 to rank 5 after the incident. Saitama asks about threat level rankings. Genos says most heroes use them to decide when to fight. Saitama says heroes should not run away from danger, especially when helpless people need them. Genos passionately records his teacher's words. Later, while patrolling the damaged city, the sore loser Tank Top Tiger calls his brother Tank Top Black Hole. They rally an angry mob of citizens who blame Saitama for the destruction. These idiots completely ignore that everyone would have died without Saitama. The Tank Top brothers try to make Saitama look bad in public. Saitama turns the tables on them. Saitama shames the mob, calling for his execution, stating he did nothing wrong. He declares he plays the hero as a hobby, not for their praise, but because he likes it, and they can hate him all they want because their opinions mean nothing to him. A Seafolk messenger appears and announces his people will surface to kill all humans. Saitama is walking home from shopping and stops to punch this stupid messenger. Moomin Rider arrives too late to the scene and finds only the destroyed body of the creature. He hears the crowd talking about Saitama's actions. Moomin Rider looks up Saitama on the internet and discovers his power, but finds people have divided opinions about this strange hero. At the coast, several large sea folk monsters emerge from the ocean and threaten J-City. The A-class hero Stinger challenges them with his bamboo shoot weapon. Meanwhile, Genos is drying dishes using his built-in equipment while Saitama watches a news report about Stinger's battle. They both decide to head out and confront the threat. Back at the fight, Stinger defeats the last 4 Sea Folk with his special attack, but is then beaten by the Sea King, the leader of the Sea Folk. Saitama, Genos, and Moomin Rider all travel toward the threat. Genos separates from Saitama to scout ahead. Many other powerful heroes confront the Sea King, but fail completely. Lightning Max, Puri Puri Prisoner, and Speedo Sound Sonic all try to fight the monster. Sonic manages to fight the Sea King evenly until rain begins to fall. The rainwater moistens the Sea King and unleashes its true powerful form. Sonic is forced to retreat from the battle. Saitama and Moomin Rider meet each other on the road heading toward the battle. Saitama spots Sonic running naked through the rain and goes off to find him. Moomin Rider receives a phone call from Hero Association headquarters about the Sea King's location. This useless hero decides to go confront the monster alone. The Sea King has already broken into an emergency shelter and defeated all the heroes inside, including Snek. The pathetic monster continues attacking the remaining heroes in the shelter. Saitama returns to the spot where he met Moomin Rider and finds a discarded cell phone on the ground. He picks up the phone and wonders about his missing companion. Saitama waits for the Hero Association to decide if they want his help against the Deep Sea King. Genos starts fighting the monster first and seems to win with a powerful attack. This useless cyborg lets his guard down and gets one of his arms torn off. He tells people to run away while he distracts the monster since victory is no longer certain. He does well until the Deep Sea King throws acid at a little girl. Genos blocks the acid, but it melts his bionic body and almost kills him. Right before the Sea King finishes off Genos, Moomin Rider appears and fights the monster. This pathetic hero gets defeated easily, but refuses to give up. People begin cheering for Moomin Rider, but it does not help. When Moomin Rider gets knocked out, Saitama catches him after finally getting permission from the association to provide backup. Saitama exchanges a few words with the Deep Sea King and defeats him with one punch. The townspeople praise Saitama for saving them. Sonic appears in another part of town with his weapons and assumes the Sea King must have run away. Back at their apartment, Genos and Saitama receive fan mail from the Hero Association. Genos gets praised while Saitama receives a hateful letter calling him a cheat. The story flashes back to right after Saitama's victory. People feel happy to be saved and feel impressed by Saitama's quick victory. One stupid person starts bad-mouthing the other heroes, calling them frauds no matter their rank since they got beaten. This idiot reasons that the Deep Sea King could not have been tough if a C-class hero defeated it with one punch. Saitama laughs upon hearing the crowd's stupid comments. He downplays his own victory to protect the reputations of the other heroes. He claims he just got lucky and says the job was easy for him because he arrived late when the monster was already weakened. He tells people to care for the fallen heroes so he can continue benefiting from their hard work. The crowd accepts him as nothing but a fraud and thanks the injured heroes for their effort. Genos decides not to interfere with his teacher's choice, but promises to intervene if this decision ever pushes Saitama into trouble later. In the present time, Saitama discovers he has another letter among his mail. This one simply saying, "Thank you." He then finds a third letter from the Hero Association informing him of his new rank. He is now first rank in C class, and they want to discuss promoting him to B class. Saitama accepts this promotion, becoming 101st ranked in B class. One of Sweet Mask's subordinates tells him about Saitama moving up a rank. Sweet Mask does not care at first because he feels disappointed with the A-class and S-class heroes' performance against the Deep Sea King. He changes his mind immediately when he learns Saitama actually defeated the monster. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Lightning Max and Stinger are recovering from their injuries. Puri Puri Prisoner enters their room wanting to give them his special angel shots. The two injured heroes escape quickly, dropping their newspapers. Puri prisoner becomes upset when he sees the newspaper calling him an S-rank failure. Later, Saitama is walking home at night when he meets Moomin Rider at a roadside Odin shop. Moomin Rider reveals he sent the thank you letter and pays for Saitama's dinner. Meanwhile, a fortune teller Shibabawa gives a warning to a Hero Association official. She tells him the Earth is doomed, and great danger is coming. The ancient king of the terror, Lizard Clan, appears and Tatsumaki gets sent to deal with him. After a short fight, Tatsumaki pulls a meteor from outer space to destroy the pathetic monster completely. Meanwhile, at Bang's dojo, Bang tells Saitama and Genos about his former best student Garou. This useless student went wild and defeated all of Bang's other top students. Suddenly, a Hero Association staff member arrives and informs everyone about an emergency declaration. All S-class heroes get called to an important meeting. At the association headquarters, Saitama meets many S-class heroes, including the arrogant Atomic Samurai. Other heroes present include Puri Prisoner, Metal Bat, Tank Top Master, Flashy Flash, Watchdog Man, Super Alloy Darkshine, Pig God, Drive Knight, Zombie Man, King, and Child Emperor. Sitch from the association starts the meeting by telling the heroes about the coming danger. He says this emergency will be very perilous and even their skills cannot guarantee survival. He reveals the great seer Madame Shibabawa has died. She became agitated during a coughing fit and choked on a cough pill while predicting the future. Sitch explains Shibabawa's predictions were always 100% accurate for monster attacks and natural disasters. Before dying, she left a note thought to be her greatest prophecy. The note simply says, "The Earth is in trouble," which alarms all the heroes. Sitch warns them to prepare for a massive fight within the next 6 months. Right after the warning, the Hero Association headquarters gets attacked by skyfolk monsters. Melzergard, a member of the Dark Matter Thieves, quickly slaughters these useless creatures. A massive alien spacecraft then appears and completely destroys a city, causing many casualties. Just as Melzergard is about to kill some helpless civilians, Iain arrives to fight him. Iain is a student of Atomic Samurai. At the same time, Saitama encounters the alien ship and moves toward it. He avoids projectiles thrown at him and damages the ship with his movements. Meanwhile, Melzergard proves too strong for Iain and tears off his left arm. Atomic Samurai intervenes just in time to save his student from death. This pathetic monster regenerates from all their attacks, making the heroes' efforts useless. Metal Bat, Bang, and Puri Prisoner then arrive to help. Puri Prisoner remembers the Deep Sea King's words and transforms into his Dark Angel form. He unleashes a barrage of punches on Melzergard. Elsewhere, the other S-class heroes argue about how to destroy the alien ship. They all offer different strategies. Genos notices that Saitama has already entered the ship and killed many aliens inside. He comments that no evil exists that Saitama cannot defeat. Inside the ship, Saitama encounters an alien named Gloribus and destroys him with one punch. Saitama continues wrecking the ship from inside while wondering where the boss might be. On the other hand, the alien leader Boros is sitting on his throne, waiting for the challenge. Garou complains about Gloribus's defeat to Boros, and now only he and Melzergard are left as elite fighters on the ship. Boros enters and Garou informs him about the severe damage from the human intruder. Boros tells him not to worry because the protective sphere will keep them safe. Below the ship, Puri Prisoner's attacks prove completely useless against Melzergard. The pathetic monster simply regenerates after every assault. Iain tells the other heroes their efforts are pointless. Melzergard orders one of his heads to contact the ship for a bombardment. The head tries to fly away, but Metal Bat smacks it down hard. Melzergard and Garou communicate telepathically about both sides facing big trouble. Saitama reaches another door inside the ship. Atomic Samurai, Puri Prisoner, and Bang join forces to attack Melzergard together. Iain again warns them that direct hits have no effect and suggests retreating to plan better. The stubborn heroes keep attacking Melzergard, telling Iain fighting is all they know. Melzergard and Garou speak again through telepathy. Melzergard reports the persistent attacks from the lifeforms below and requests a cleansing bombardment. Garou is too busy but forwards the request to the artillery crew. Garou ends the telepathic conversation. During this distraction, Metal Bat spots glowing marble inside Melzergard's body before the monster can regenerate. He destroys the marble and part of Melzergard permanently. Garou tries to lead Saitama out of the ship using tricks. Saitama goes the opposite direction and finds the control room. He finally encounters Garou, who has incredible telepathic powers to manipulate anything. This useless alien cannot stop Saitama, who throws a simple pebble that completely destroys him. Meanwhile, the dark matter gunner prepares a massive bombardment against the heroes below. Child Emperor and Genos assess the dangerous situation on the ground. Busho and Sitch communicate to coordinate assistance efforts. Moomin Rider helps evacuate a victim to safety. Down on the ground, the heroes continue destroying Melzergaard's heads. All 4 heroes look up to see the alien bombardment ready to attack them. The bombardment fires toward the ground. Tatsumaki appears suddenly and stops all the bullets in midair. She curses the 4 heroes for their pathetic performance against Melzergaard. She then turns the bullets around and forces them back toward the ship with incredible power. Stinger and Lightning Max appear before Busho, wanting to help with the battle too. Bang destroys another marble inside Melzergaard. The furious monster slaps Bang along with a chunk of concrete, sending the hero flying into a building. Bang sticks to the wall, unconscious from the direct hit. With only 1 head remaining, Melzergaard threatens to crush Atomic Samurai's skull. Atomic Samurai retaliates fiercely after seeing his injured comrade. Meanwhile, Saitama finally finds Boros on his throne. Boros scans Saitama's power level and declares him Earth's strongest warrior with limitless energy. This arrogant alien actually treats Saitama with respect and tells him about the prophecy from an alien seer that brought him to Earth. Boros calls himself the dominator of the universe. Saitama becomes annoyed with this stupid story and punches Boros immediately. He tells the alien he cannot attack other planets just to cure his own boredom. Surprisingly, Boros survives the punch, but his special armor, which sealed his true power, breaks apart completely, and his true form emerges from the shattered armor. Boros unleashes his full strength against Saitama, but all his attacks get avoided easily. Saitama does not even use his real power and rips off one of Boros' arms. Saitama tells Boros he is tough to fight for once. Meanwhile, Moomin Rider, Stinger, and Lightning Max complete their rescue of the last survivors. The other heroes keep fighting Melzergaard until Bang recovers from his injuries. Bang destroys the final marble in Melzergaard's last head, finally defeating the monster for good. Back inside the ship, the intense fight between Saitama and Boros continues. Boros keeps attacking, but Saitama does not counterattack at all. Boros admits Saitama's strength and releases a powerful energy beam against him. Saitama takes all the attacks without getting hurt. Boros boasts about his regeneration ability and grows his arm back. Saitama becomes bored and wants to finish this already. Now angry, Boros unleashes even more power. This attack destroys half the ship and sends Saitama to the moon. Saitama remains completely okay and jumps straight back to Earth. Boros becomes furious and attacks again. Saitama counters with consecutive normal punches. Boros fires his strongest Mega Beam, but Saitama counters with his Serious Punch move. That results in Boros getting defeated. Boros even admits he never stood a chance against Earth's strongest Baldi. After the fight, Drive Knight approaches Genos and tells him Metal Knight is their enemy before departing. Sweet Mask appears and blames the S-Class heroes for the city's destruction, nearly starting another fight. Metal Knight arrives to salvage parts of the alien ship, interrupting the confrontation between the heroes. Meanwhile, Super Alloy Darkshine discovers some alien survivors from the wreckage. Sweet Mask quickly defeats these pathetic creatures as Genos watches. Genos sees his former self in Sweet Mask's intense behavior. Saitama emerges from the destroyed ship and witnesses Tatsumaki having an angry tantrum. Genos tells her to shut up and calls her a brat. This causes Tatsumaki to smash Genos into a nearby rock with her psychic powers. Bang interrupts before the situation can get worse. Metal Knight salvages parts from the alien ship to rebuild the Hero Association headquarters. The new building replaces City A, which was completely wiped off the map. The association invites all A-Class and S-Class heroes to stay in the newly rebuilt headquarters. Meanwhile, in Z City, a dragon-level threat named Pluton appears and causes massive destruction everywhere. This powerful monster destroys everything in its path. Saitama soon arrives and defeats Pluton with a single punch. The bored hero cries out that his life has returned to one-punch defeats again. And that's One Punch Man Season 1. A hero who ends every fight in a single punch, but can't find an opponent worth his time. If you loved watching Saitama wreck monsters and break the rules of anime power scaling, smash that like, subscribe, and join the channel, because Season 2 takes the chaos to a whole new level. Saitama and Genos are walking home from the grocery store when they spot King, the S-Class hero ranked number 7. It turns out a monster called Tongue Stretcher is terrorizing the people nearby. The pathetic monster immediately surrenders when confronting King, because it hears the famous King's engine heartbeat sound. Later, a robot named G4 challenges King to fight, but lets him leave with a stupid excuse about going to the bathroom. G4 says they will fight at full power later, but warns he will murder innocent civilians if King does not return in 10 minutes. King panics because he is not actually the strongest human alive. This useless hero is just a normal otaku who happened to be nearby when monsters were defeated by others. He received credit for those victories and accepted the fame to become popular. King sees Genos fighting G4 and seizes the chance to run away to his house. He tries to play his dating simulator game called Heartbeat Hottie Sisters 2. Saitama follows King home and finds him playing this embarrassing game. King quickly switches to another game when caught. Saitama ends up playing video games with King, much to King's annoyance and embarrassment. The supposed strongest hero continues living his lie while real heroes handle the actual threats. Later, a giant crow monster attacks King's apartment building. King panics and wets his pants in fear, finally exposing his deception as a fake hero. Saitama easily kills the bird monster with one punch. This makes King realize Saitama was also the one who saved him long ago from Octopus Clawman, the monster that gave him the scar on his left eye. Afterwards, Saitama continues playing video games with King, while Genos takes G4's equipment to Dr. Kusino for upgrades after defeating the robot. Sitch announces that the Hero Association will recruit criminals to battle monsters due to the increasing monster appearances and Shibabawa's prophecy. With heroes stretched too thin, the association becomes desperate. Speedo sound. Sonic leaves the meeting after discovering Saitama was not present, since he only attended to fight him. In Z City, Fubuki discusses Saitama's unusual strength and rapid rank rise with her subordinates Eyelashes and Mountain Ape. They head out to find Saitama. Meanwhile, Saitama keeps playing video games with King, but becomes visibly annoyed at King hogging all the items. Saitama accidentally destroys his controller in frustration. Elsewhere, a man named Garou reads the newspaper announcement about recruiting criminals. This dangerous fighter proclaims that this will become a slaughter party rather than a hero recruitment. Garou enters a meeting filled with heroes and criminals. He insults both sides, declaring that he stands with monsters and everyone else is his enemy. He launches into action and destroys the room with his martial arts. He crushes the guards and beats down Magic Trickman, Bluefire, and Heavy Tank Loincloth. None of them can handle his speed or technique. When the carnage is over, he leaves Sitch alive as a messenger, telling him to spread the name of the monster Garou. Far away, Saitama sits in his apartment, lazily playing video games on the handheld he borrowed from King. Genos does chores in the background, but the peaceful day is interrupted by a knock. When Genos opens the door, he finds Speedo Sound Sonic waiting, eager to hunt down Saitama for their unfinished rivalry. Sonic drags Genos into a fight, and the two move to another location to battle. At the same time, Fubuki, the leader of the Blizzard group, approaches Saitama's home. She is rank 1 in B class, and believes every hero should be part of a faction. She tries to recruit him into her group, but Saitama refuses. Angered, she orders her lackeys Eyelashes and Mountain Ape to attack. They are humiliated instantly, falling to one casual punch each. Fubuki then unleashes her psychic abilities, but Saitama stands unaffected. He tells her that depending on weak followers makes her vulnerable when facing someone stronger. He warns her never to insult heroes again, but the proud Esper ignores him and prepares another attack. The fight is cut short when an explosion from the battle between Genos and Sonic shakes the area. Saitama shields Fubuki from the blast, saving her without a scratch. Genos introduces himself to her as Saitama's disciple, which shocks her because an S-class hero serves nobody under a B class. Sonic mocks Genos for being slow, but Genos fights back faster and slices off Sonic's ponytail. Sonic responds with even greater speed and after-image clones. Genos powers up for a massive blast, but Saitama knocks him down to stop him from destroying the apartment. Saitama then steps forward to challenge Sonic directly. Sonic is thrilled and pushes his shadow clone technique further than before. Saitama answers with killer move. Serious series, serious side hops. The bald hero's speed wipes out Sonic's clones in an instant. Sonic collapses in defeat, broken and humiliated, while Fubuki silently watches with awe at the effortless display of power. Later, inside the apartment, Fubuki admits that she is the younger sister of Tatsumaki, the rank 2, S-class hero. Living in her sister's shadow, she gathers followers to compensate for her own limits. Genos asks why she does not try for A-class rank 1, but Fubuki explains that heroes like Sweet Mask and the disciples of Atomic Samurai are far beyond her. She says she could never reach the top. She tries again to recruit Saitama, but he refuses. The tension ends when King arrives to collect his game console. Saitama sheepishly admits that he broke the device and erased King's saved data. Soon after, the Hero Association assigns names. Saitama is officially registered as Caped Baldy for his plain appearance, while Genos earns the title Demon Cyborg for his destructive fighting style. Later, Garou attacks Tank Top Vegetarian in an alleyway, adding another victim to his growing legend as the monster who hunts heroes. In the Z City, fists echo through Bang's dojo, and Karanko lies battered on the training floor. Bang scolds this useless student for wasting 6 months without any progress. He kicks Karanko out of the dojo and tells him to never return, shaming him completely. Later, Karanko sits in Saitama's apartment with Genos, explaining how Bang suddenly beat him down and called it a lesson. Genos suspects Bang only acted this way to push Karanko away for his own protection, worried about Garou's dangerous rampage. Saitama remains distracted through the whole conversation, only comparing Bang's cool hero named Silverfang to his own plain title, Caped Baldy. Karanko walks through the streets blaming himself for holding Bang back. He suddenly overhears Garou confronting Moomin Rider. The so-called hero hunter reveals his true goal of hunting heroes. Tank Top Vegetarian and the Tank Topper army rush in for revenge, but Garou smashes them easily. Tank Top Master then arrives, splitting the ground with his strength and launching Garou into the air with a brutal Tank Top tackle. Blood spills, but Garou rises, thrilling at the chance to face an S-class opponent. At the dojo, Bang's brother Bomb arrives. Bang confesses regret, knowing Garou has grown more dangerous than ever since his banishment. Back in battle, Tank Top Master pummels Garou, driven by a strange urge to kill. Before he can land a final blow, Moomin Rider intercepts, reminding him not to kill a human. Tank Top Master hesitates and orders Garou to leave, but Garou fakes remorse before striking again. In a sudden burst, he uses Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, the style he despises from Bang, and drops Tank Top Master in seconds. Declaring himself the human monster, Garou brutally beats Moomin Rider and the entire Tank Topper army with precision strikes. Karanko hears the chaos and tries to attack using the same martial art, but falls quickly. By morning, Bang and Bomb find the aftermath, including Karanko's broken body. They prepare for where Garou will strike next. Meanwhile, 3 C-class heroes argue about Garou. Red Nose boasts about defeating him, only for Garou to appear and thrash them off screen. Saitama visits Moomin Rider in the hospital, bringing bananas to cheer him. Tank Top Master admits Garou's martial arts overwhelmed them, while Saitama dismisses him as the one who got beaten the most. Later, young Tareo meets Garou at a playground and shows him a hero guidebook. Garou notes the details of hero schedules, planning more hunts. Saitama then visits Karanko, who hands him a ticket to the Super Fight martial arts tournament. Injured, Karanko cannot attend, so Saitama considers entering. The prize money of 3 million yen catches his eye. In a bar, Garou provokes Golden Ball into a fight. Golden Ball uses ricocheting bullets, but Garou dodges and counters. Spring Mustachio joins with sword strikes, yet Garou endures and defeats both with brutal efficiency, using the knowledge from the hero guidebook. Elsewhere, a sleazy Hero Association worker harasses girls, bragging about Sweet Mask. Garou knocks him out in disgust, annoyed by such pathetic boasting. Soon after, he encounters Saitama wearing a wig for disguise. Mistaking him for a weak hero, Garou strikes but fails to harm him. Saitama casually chops him unconscious and walks off, buying the wig for his Karanko disguise. Genos later sees the wig and worries about Saitama's bald crisis, calling Dr. Kuseno for solutions, while Saitama insists it is only for the martial arts tournament. When Garou was young, he always supported the bad guys to win. He felt this way because the good guys were too popular everywhere. He asked his father about this unfair situation. His father told him the good guys would always win in the end. Garou found this completely unfair to the monsters. To him, the monsters were always trying their best to win, but would lose every time, because people saw them as freaks. This stupid system made him very angry. He decided to become the strongest monster himself and never lose. He wanted to change the entire scenario and make the world fair for monsters. In present, Garou wakes after his clash with Saitama, unaware of what really happened to him. He soon crosses paths with young Tario again, and hears of powerful heroes like Watchdog Man and Metal Bat. He sets his mind on tracking them down, continuing his hunt. Elsewhere, Saitama registers for the Super Fight martial arts tournament under Karanko's name. He scans the roster when Sourface, once a disciple of Bang, approaches him. Sourface seeks fame and hopes to win the tournament to follow in Bang's footsteps. He recalls how the previous year, a contestant named Wolfman won before being exposed as an imposter. Because of this, the organizers now punish disguises with disqualification, heavy fines, and permanent bans. Sourface also explains how 6 months ago Garou lost control, crippling students at the dojo, including himself. Bang stepped in, defeated Garou, and expelled him. Sourface quit soon after. When he mocks Karanko, Saitama counters by pointing out that Karanko had the courage to face Garou, while Sourface ran away. Saitama declares he will win the tournament, leaving Sourface angry. At the Hero Association, leaders grow nervous about monster attacks and assign S-class heroes to guard officials. King manipulates the situation by bluffing. He convinces staff he is already fighting a secret monster, when in reality he is safe at home playing video games. Metal Bat receives an assignment he dislikes. Instead of watching his little sister's piano recital, he must guard Narinki, a wealthy sponsor, and his spoiled son Waganma at a sushi restaurant. The calm outing is interrupted when Junior Centipede and Venus Mantrap attack. Metal Bat eliminates them with ease, but Senior Centipede soon appears. Another monster, Raffle Sudan, joins and fills the air with sleeping gas, knocking out Narinki and Waganma. Metal Bat takes a beating but rallies by striking his own head, forcing adrenaline through his body. He recovers and slaughters both demon-level monsters. Pineapple and Mohican, 2 local heroes, rush Narinki and Waganma to safety. Suddenly, the dragon-level Elder Centipede emerges, dwarfing all around him. The massive creature clashes with Metal Bat, who is driven to his limits. Elder Centipede hurls him across the battlefield, sending him crashing near Garou. Believing the hero is finished, Garou prepares to move on toward Watchdog Man. Metal Bat stirs back to life, standing bloodied yet determined. Garou, excited by the sight, challenges him. Metal Bat refuses, but instinct forces him to block Garou's sudden strike. Their confrontation begins, strength against technique, setting the stage for a brutal showdown. In another part of the city, a carefree martial artist named Suiryu charms 2 young women into escorting him to the Super Fight tournament, eager to make his entrance into the spotlight. Metal Knight tries to battle Elder Centipede by firing many missiles. His useless attack fails to make even a scratch on the giant monster. On the other hand, after a long battle, Garou seems to beat Metal Bat but admits he would have won with just 1 good hit. Metal Bat gets up and nearly kills him when his back is turned, but stops when his younger sister Zenko finds them. Garou counterattacks and is about to hit Metal Bat, but Zenko gets between them. She orders them to stop fighting because of Metal Bat's promise never to show violence around her. Garou has a soft spot for kids and walks away to find Watchdog Man. Metal Bat tries to confront Elder Centipede but collapses from too much damage from his battles. The 2 C-class heroes named Pineapple and Mohican try to protect the unconscious Narinki and Waganma, but Rhino Wrestler confronts them and swiftly defeats both useless heroes. This leads to the monsters capturing Waganma. Sludge Jellyfish creeps toward Zenko to take her hostage, but Garou smashes it apart. Phoenix Man arrives and calls for the monsters to stop fighting. He offers Garou a place in the Monster Association. Phoenix Man promises they will meet again if Garou continues hunting heroes. He tells Elder Centipede and the other monsters to retreat. Metal Knight attaches itself to Elder Centipede and follows them. Bang and Bomb search for Garou, with Bang taking out his frustration on a monster named Fist Fight Jin, killing him violently. Many monsters of different disaster levels attack heroes simultaneously, stretching the hero forces thin and alarming the Hero Association. Do S nearly kills Dynamite Man with her mind-controlled heroes when Fubuki stops her attack. Meanwhile, at the Super Fight tournament, Saitama meets Bakuzan, Suiryu, Lightning Max, Lin Lin, Hamukichi, Chose, Zakos, and Snek, with Genos watching from the crowd. Suiryu notices the bloodlust of Bakuzan toward him, but only cares about the prize money. He wishes he could have fought against Wolfman, who was actually Garou in disguise. Lightning Max crushes Lin Lin with speed and strength. Zakos explains that the matches are set up based on apparent strength. Saitama listens and realizes that Zakos is the weakest since he is paired against him. Zakos grows angry at being treated like a joke. The fight begins and ends at the same moment. Saitama slaps Zakos with no effort. The weakling collapses in defeat while the crowd gasps. Saitama looks annoyed at wasting time on such a useless opponent. Suiryu studies the result closely, and his eyes light up with excitement.
I am so excited, I think I'm gonna explode!
He now looks forward to facing Saitama in the finals. Lightning Max faces Suiryu in the arena, but is no match. He loses after a short struggle. Genos receives an urgent message from the association about monsters flooding the city. Snek defeats his opponent Benpatsu, but the announcers soon receive warnings of monsters nearby and prepare to evacuate the stadium. Bakuzan convinces them not to act, promising that the fighters can deal with the threat. Sourface defeats Jakuman in his round and ends on friendly terms. He rushes to brag about his win to Saitama, but Saitama has gone to the bathroom. Saitama returns to face Bakuzan in the ring. Bakuzan boasts about how he will destroy him and takes pleasure in describing it. He grabs Saitama's wig, mocking him. The disguise slips, and Saitama reacts by punching him out of the tournament in one clean hit. The crowd gasps, while Saitama looks more annoyed than proud. Genos patrols the city, hunting down monsters. He eliminates many of them with precision until only one remains, the demon-level awakened cockroach. The monster's speed allows it to escape. Genos turns his attention for a moment, and in that instant, a mysterious figure attacks him. Elsewhere, association members discover Pineapple and Mohican. They report that Narinki survived, but his son Waganma was captured by the monsters. Does pushes deeper into the city. She uses her whip to brainwash the underlings of Fubuki and turns them against her. Fubuki holds her ground and resists the attack, even as her followers are forced to strike her. Does reveals she wants to fight Tatsumaki, but Fubuki warns that her sister will sense any harm done to her. At that moment, a monster lands nearby, and Tatsumaki herself arrives. Does orders the controlled heroes to attack Tatsumaki while she flees. Tatsumaki flicks them away with ease, throwing their bodies into buildings. She then lectures her sister, warning that surrounding herself with followers only makes her weak. She leaves Fubuki frustrated but thoughtful. The tournament continues with Suiryu facing Snek. Suiryu toys with him, dodging every strike with casual grace. He mocks Snek's attempt to be a hero and tells him his path is meaningless. Snek grows enraged, but Suiryu ends the fight with a single devastating blow. He reflects that strength always survives, and the weak are destined to fall. Garou prowls through Z City and locks eyes on Watchdog Man. Saitama slips away again, uninterested in the tournament noise, and returns to the bathroom. In another part of the city, a new monster appears. Guketsu, a dragon-level creature, is revealed to be the one who defeated Genos. Monsters strike everywhere at once. Sweet Mask's concert is interrupted by an ambush. A hospital housing injured hero, including Moomin Rider and Tank Top Master, is attacked. The monster Neon hunts for Puri Puri prisoner, but the prisoners reveal that he has already escaped confinement to fight the invasion. And deep within the Monster Association, the powerful Gyoro Gyoro and the King Orochi hold Metal Knight captive. Child Emperor sends out his robot Underdog Man numbered 22 to analyze a monster named Eyesight. The robot collects data on the poison spreading through the city to find a cure for paralysis. He detonates the robot near the monster to finish her, but she survives by hardening her skin. Eyesight tracks Child Emperor down, only to be devoured whole by Pig God. The bloated hero swallows her in one gulp before moving on to hunt the rest of the monsters in Y City. Garou sets his eyes on Watchdog Man. Before he can reach him, another monster attacks first. Drive Knight cuts through a group of enemies and spares one survivor only to interrogate it for information. In another part of the city, Death Gatling gathers a team of heroes to fight 100 Eyes Octopus. The monster overwhelms them until Flashy Flash bursts in, moving too fast for Eyes to follow. He slices into the monster with blinding speed. Just when he prepares to finish the creature, Tatsumaki descends. She casually crushes the octopus with psychic power and scolds Flashy Flash for being too slow. Flash fires back an insult as she floats away.
Go throw yourself into traffic.
Sweet Mask paints the walls of his concert with monster blood, cutting down attackers without breaking his rhythm. In the hospital, Moomin Rider and Tank Top Master push through injuries to defeat the monsters threatening patients. Atomic Samurai meets with the Council of Sword Masters to speak of Garou. Nichiren, Amahare, Zanbai and Haragiri listen until Haragiri reveals betrayal. He lays down monster cells, explaining they grant speed, strength, and power, but erase humanity. Haragiri lunges at Atomic Samurai under orders from the Monster Association. The betrayal ends in a single slash as Atomic Samurai cuts him down. He departs with his disciples Bushadrill, Yayan, and Okamaitachi to locate the association's hidden base. In the Super Fight tournament, Saitama marches forward. He crushes Sourface and Chose before the final round with Suiryu. The martial artist promises to show Saitama the essence of martial arts. Their match begins. Suiryu ridicules the life of a hero, calling it pointless and boring. He tells Saitama that men with strength should chase thrills instead of justice. He lashes out with a head kick that knocks Saitama's wig free. The disguise falls, and the crowd gasps. Saitama responds with a short punch that never lands. The air pressure alone strips Suiryu's clothes from his body and leaves him in shock. The officials disqualified Saitama, but Suiryu refuses to accept the humiliation. He hurls his strongest move, Void Phoenix Ascension Fist, at the bald hero. The blows bounce off without effect. Saitama comments that martial arts are just ways to look cool. He spins clumsily in circles, mocking the show. Suiryu charges again but is swatted aside into a wall, grabbing Saitama's belt as he falls. The belt rips away, dropping Saitama's pants to the floor. Suiryu stands humiliated, trembling with the realization of defeat. In the ruins outside, Genos wakes from the wreckage, feeling his body is shattered. Meanwhile, in the distance, a monster is approaching the tournament grounds. The closing ceremony of the tournament ends with the announcer praising Suiryu for his win, though Suiryu quietly wonders what might have happened if Saitama had not held back. Warnings echo across the stadium that monsters are near and people are told to stay inside. Suiryu distracts himself by flirting with an assistant when black feathers drift from the sky. The three crows arrive carrying Rosie, Dave, and Bazuzu. Benpatsu tries to run, but is crushed under the foot of Guketsu, who steps into the arena. The former champion throws Benpatsu's corpse in front of the fighters as a warning. Guketsu mocks the competitors for their weakness, but offers them power by joining the Monster Association. Snek and Lightning Max attack him, but are kicked away like toys. Zeikos realizes Goketsu is a former champion who once won the tournament. Guketsu explains that after losing to Orochi, he was given monster cells by Gyoro, gaining his strength at the cost of humanity. He presents monster cells to the fighters, telling them to eat or die. Rosie consumes one first and mutates, but Chose kills him and then eats a cell himself, transforming himself into a monster. He crushes Jakumen and shows off his new power. More contestants follow, including Benpatsu, Hamukichi, and Volton, all mutating into monsters. Suiryu challenges them, promising victory to impress the assistant watching him. Benpatsu charges first and is dropped instantly. Hamukichi falls to a punch, and Volton is beaten with Benpatsu's body. Chose steps in and clashes with Suiryu. Energy blasts fly and horns break as the two battle at speeds too fast for the audience. Suiryu launches him away with his dark body Phoenix Rising Fist and defeats him. Guketsu admires his strength and offers him one last chance to eat a cell. Suiryu pretends to consider before throwing the cell back, mocking the idea of becoming a monster. He leaps to strike but is smashed down and coughs blood from the impact. In City Q, Garou finds Watchdog Man perched on a pile of defeated monsters. Garou attacks with his martial arts, but every strike is blocked. Watchdog Man counters like a beast, kicking him in the face and overwhelming him with animalistic movements. Back in the arena, Gaoketsu towers over Suiryu and gives him seconds to rise. Suiryu tries again, but none of his strikes hurt the monster. The crows attack Innocence while Gaoketsu crushes him once more. Suiryu unleashes his Dark Body Quake Tiger Fist, but it is stopped easily. Guketsu hurls him to the ground and throws him to the crows to feed on. Bakuzan watches and laughs as Suiryu begs for help. He devours more monster cells and mutates further. Guketsu warns him not to get arrogant as stronger monsters exist, then leaves for the association base. Bakuzan turns his rage on Suiryu. He grabs his hair, breaks his legs, and steps on his body while taunting him. Suiryu cries in pain and pleads for any hero to answer him. He sees only unconscious allies and broken heroes around him. He screams one last time as Bakuzan raises his foot to finish him. Suddenly, Bakuzan looks down and sees the heroes missing. Saitama stands before him and has protected Snek and Lightning Max. Seeing the caped figure, Bakuzan asks who they are. The bald hero says he is merely a hero and tells Suiryu that his cries were heard. He praises him for holding out and tells him to rest while he takes over. Bakuzan recognizes the bald hero who humiliated him. Saitama answers with a single punch that kills Bakuzan instantly. The monster falls without a chance to fight back. Saitama introduces himself to Suiryu as a hero. He explains that he only joined the martial arts tournament to find the hero hunter and to see what martial arts felt like. Saitama turns to leave, but Suiryu pleads with him to stay because Guketsu is still alive. Saitama walks away anyway. Suiryu then hears powerful shockwaves outside the arena. He thinks Saitama has been killed, until Guketsu's decapitated head crashes down in front of him. Saitama returns and asks Suiryu not to tell anyone what happened. Suiryu, shaken and inspired, asks if he can become a hero. Saitama tells him that anyone can, even nobodies like himself. When Suiryu asks to be his disciple, Saitama refuses. Elsewhere, Puri Puri prisoner grapples with a monster called Free Hugger. He squeezes the monster so tightly that it dies in his arms. The hero then receives a call saying his cellmates were kidnapped by the Monster Association. In another place, Saitama meets a C-class hero named Watergun and reflects on his experiences. Even after the tournament and the hero work, he still feels empty. He realizes his strength and the Hero Association give him no thrill. King meets Saitama later and listens to his frustrations. He explains that Saitama is so focused on being the strongest that he lost track of himself. He suggests that Saitama should try to be the best hero instead. Saitama rejects the idea, saying it sounds boring. When he loses all hope, King challenges him to a video game match using only 2 fingers. This simple gesture reignites Saitama's competitive spirit and brings back a spark of excitement. In City Q, Garou continues his battle with Watchdog Man. Every strike he attempts is turned away by the strange hero who moves like an animal instead of a man. Garou is beaten down but feels a rush of adrenaline as he realizes there is something new he can learn from this style. Later, Garou sees King in the streets and prepares to attack him. Before he can land a strike, Saitama appears and kicks him into a concrete wall. Garou collapses while Saitama casually mentions that he heard about the hero hunter and looks forward to meeting him one day. Genos is taken back to Dr. Kuseno for repairs after his battles with the monsters. In the forests, Speedo Sound Sonic trains intensely. 2 powerful ninja warriors appear, Galewind and Hellfire Flame. They try to recruit Sonic into the Monster Association and hand him monster cells. Sonic cooks the cells before eating them, which ruins their effect. Instead of transforming, he ends up sick with diarrhea. Elsewhere, Zombie Man spots Martial Gorilla in the streets. Before he can move, Armored Gorilla appears and knocks Martial Gorilla unconscious. Zombie Man decides to trail Armored Gorilla instead. Bang and Bomb sit together and talk about Garou, worrying over the growing danger. In the shadows, a monster disguises itself and infiltrates the Hero Association to deliver a message from the Monster Association. Saitama spends his time playing video games against King. He loses over and over again, unable to beat him even once. During a short break, he notices King's emergency transmitter sitting nearby. At the same time, Gyoro and the monster Destrochloridium take control of an executive inside the Hero Association. They propose peace between humans and monsters, offering coexistence. The negotiation falls apart when Destrochloridium murders an executive and reveals the real plan. The monsters want the association to gather all its heroes and face the entire Monster Association in a final war. Destrochloridium raises its pistols to kill the rest, but Super Alloy Darkshine appears and crushes the monster instantly. The attempt to control him fails because his strength is too great. In the depths of the Monster Association base, Gyoro and Orochi hold a meeting. Monsters gather to prepare for war. Orochi notices awakened cockroach among them and devours him alive, punishing him for his failure. Does trembles before Orochi, but is spared after Gyoro explains that her mind control abilities are useful. Orochi then asks about Guketsu. Gyoro realizes that Guketsu is dead. Tension grows as the monsters prepare for their move. News leaks to the outside world. The public learns that the Monster Association is preparing for war. Rogue monsters rush forward, hoping to join. On the streets, Saitama runs late for garbage duty. He casually slaughters every rogue monster that crosses his path, leaving their corpses behind before taking out his trash. Garou wakes in the aftermath of Saitama's devastating kick. His body is battered, and he stumbles through the streets until he sees A-class hero Death Gatling. Exhausted, he hides in an abandoned shack to recover. Inside the shack, children gather. Tareo's friends push him forward to drive out the intruder. Garou recognizes Tareo and speaks to him. He tells the boy that if he does not want to be bullied, he must become stronger. Genos receives new upgrades from Dr. Kuseno. His body gleams with modifications meant to help him face more powerful villains. Death Gatling arrives at the shack with a squad of heroes at his back. The team includes Stinger, Smile Man, Wildhorn, Chain-In Toad, Glasses, Gun, and Shooter. They surround the area, determined to end Garou. Garou studies them and glances at Tareo's hero almanac. He counts his past fights and proclaims that defeating this group will bring his total to 100 heroes. He throws himself into the fray. Attacks rain down from every direction, and he staggers under pressure. Their teamwork keeps him from gaining ground. He tries to focus on Glasses, expecting weakness, but finds the man prepared and holding his ground. The heroes give Garou one last chance to surrender. Garou staggers in the forest surrounded by heroes. Death Gatling tells him to surrender one last time and explains how each fighter was handpicked for skill. He says they have all seen death before. Garou laughs at the thought, claiming only S-class heroes excite him, not the A and B class standing before him. Death Gatling admits there is a hierarchy in the association, and the lower heroes never get the recognition they deserve. By bringing down the hero hunter, they will finally be seen. Garou mocks their reasons but suddenly stumbles, his vision blurring. The poison from Shooter's arrows spreads through his body. He thinks about how each opponent is a step in his path to becoming the monster he wants to be. Shooter, Smile Man, and Chain-In Toad strike together. Garou dodges, slower now but still fierce. Stinger notes the poison is taking hold, yet Garou refuses to fall. A memory returns from childhood, when other children asked why he always rooted for the monsters. He staggers again, and Chain-In Toad traps his ankle with a chain. Smile Man swings down his massive kendama, but Garou redirects it with Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, sending the attack into Chain-In Toad instead. He cuts the rope of the kendama and turns the scythe against the heroes. Gun fires, but Garou smashes the kendama ball and sends it flying into him, knocking him down. The rebound nearly hits Wildhorn, who smashes it apart with his pile driver, only for Garou to appear from behind and chain his legs. Shooter rains arrows, but Garou shields himself with Wildhorn's body. Glasses throws stones in desperation. Garou catches them mid-air and launches them back, striking Shooter and putting him out of the fight. Stinger charges, but Garou slams Wildhorn into the ground and uses his body as a shield. Stinger hesitates and retreats, leaving Garou pleased at defeating 4 heroes already. Smile Man warns Death Gatling that Garou cannot be taken alive anymore. Death Gatling agrees and prepares his weapon. Garou, dizzy from poison, speeds through the forest with Glasses following. Glasses wonders how the man is still fighting despite the wounds. Garou mocks Stinger, Saon, and swings a tree root wildly, knocking Smile Man away. Death. Gatling decides Garou cannot dodge his bullets and unleashes Death Shower. Bullets tear the forest apart. Garou races toward Glasses, forcing him to run too. He pummels Glasses, calling him weak. Glasses remembers his early days with the Blizzard group, treated like dead weight, until one day a monster nearly killed him. Saitama appeared, destroyed the enemy instantly, and told him that no one decides limits. The words kept him fighting. In the present, Glasses tries again, but Garou beats him down bloody. Stinger leaps forward to save him with a drill strike, but Garou stops the attack and crushes him unconscious. Glasses makes one last stand, but falls as well. Death Gatling fires Death Shower at full power. Garou shields the shack behind him, where Tareo hides, and deflects the bullets with Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist. Death Gatling is stunned when the boy emerges alive. Garou crushes his weapon and mocks him, calling him pathetic for wasting his life on such weak firepower. Tareo runs in fear at the sight of him drenched in blood. Garou staggers away broken and bleeding when a blast of flame rips the ground. Genos arrives in his rebuilt body. Their clash begins instantly, skill against machine. Blows shake the forest as Garou matches Genos strike for strike. Genos buries him in rubble only for Garou to dodge a fiery blast at the last second. Garou marvels at the trick while Genos respects his resilience. In the city, Saitama loses again to King in video games, the score now 81-0. King mocks him for falling for simple tricks, winning even with his eyes closed. Saitama fumes. A call about a monster arrives, but King says S-class heroes may have already handled it. They discuss Genos, but Saitama brushes it off. Back in the forest, Garou changes his stance. He remembers Watchdog Man and mimics his animal-like style. Darting around the trees, he tears off Genos' arm, but the cyborg traps him with cables. Genos prepares a cannon blast. Garou breaks free and stains his hair with his own blood. More monsters appear, offering him alliance, but Genos cuts them down. Genos recalls Saitama's words and swears to reach the peak of heroism. Garou rages at the mention of Saitama. Before the final clash, Bang arrives. He slams Garou into the ground with a brutal kick. Bomb joins, ready to back Genos. Bang stands over his former disciple, reminding him of the past. Garou straightens his broken bones and charges forward, teeth bared, fists ready to strike the master who once trained him. Bang unleashes Water Stream Rock, smashing fist on Garou, who counters with the same technique. Genos watches from the side and observes that Bang's mastery of the style far exceeds his former disciple. He believes the fight is already decided. Bang knees Garou in the face, slams him into the ground, and rains fists into his chest. Garou realizes his master has never fought this aggressively before and fears that his death may come. Drawing on the movements he stole from Watchdog Man, Garou slips through the onslaught and darts around the trees. He tries to use Death Gatling's unconscious body as a shield, but Bomb intervenes, kicking him away after dispatching the remaining monsters. Phoenix Man circles overhead, noting that Genos, Bang, and Bomb have defeated the troops he sent. Knowing Orochi's wrath if he fails, he decides he must save Garou. Garou curses that Bang is striking him while he is already weakened, and that Bomb, master of Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist, has joined the battle. Genos also stands in his way. Garou declares he will kill all three to escape. His mind flashes back to his childhood. He remembers being forced to play the monster by cruel children, scolded by adults when he fought back, and branded the villain even when he was the victim. That memory fuels his rage. He surges forward, splitting the earth and knocking both masters back. Before he can finish them, Phoenix Man swoops in and blasts the heroes with wind. He grabs Garou and carries him into the sky. Bang, Bomb, and Genos recover and see the monster carrying Garou. Genos ignores Bang's warning and fires, but Phoenix Man calls out that he is leaving Garou and shouts for Elder Centipede. The ground erupts as the dragon-level monster bursts out, its massive body blocking Genos' beam. The sheer force splits the land open. The heroes retreat together, saved from falling by their own skill. Garou seethes at Phoenix Man for interfering, but Phoenix Man tells him to let Elder Centipede deal with them. He declares that according to Gyoro, only Tatsumaki, Metal Knight, King, and Blast can face the beast. Elder Centipede charges. Genos fires incineration cannons at its face, then steps aside as Bang and Bomb combine their techniques into Whirlwind Water Stream Roaring Aura Sky Ripping Fist. Their combined strike smashes into the monster and knocks it back. They continue their assault, but Elder Centipede slams them away, only stopped from flying farther by Genos. The monster's exoskeleton cracks and falls off, only to regrow thicker and stronger. Realizing the hopelessness of the fight, Genos decides to push himself further. He flies forward, slicing at its eyes and blasting fire into its face. The monster bites his leg, crushes him against its body, and slices him apart with pincers. Genos' body reattaches and he dives into its mouth. Acid burns his frame, but he unleashes ultra-spiral incineration cannon from within. The creature shrieks, spits him out, and reforms its armor again, unfazed. Elder Centipede prepares to crush Genos, but Bang saves him. Phoenix Man sneers that Garou will never match such a monster. Bang, Bomb, and Genos flee, trying to lure it away from the city. Genos wonders what he lacks to win. Bang prepares for a last stand, removing his shirt and taking a stance. Before he attacks, King appears with a megaphone. He calls Elder Centipede by name and claims he has brought Blast. The monster, consumed by hatred for Blast, charges toward King. At the last moment, King calls for Saitama. The bald hero appears, and with one serious punch, he obliterates Elder Centipede, turning the colossal body into dust. The heroes regroup. King comments on Saitama's improved mood. Saitama admits that releasing the punch eased his frustration after so many video game losses. Genos, broken but alive, asks what he still lacks. Saitama simply says he needs more power. Genos bows and thanks him, mistaking the blunt answer as guidance. King worries about the cyborg's obsession, while Saitama shrugs and suggests they all go home. And that's One Punch Man Season 2. The rise of Garou, the chaos of the Monster Association, and Saitama still ending lives with one punch while being completely bored. If you enjoyed the ride, hit like, drop a comment with your favorite moment, and subscribe for more anime recaps, because the fight is far from over.